All right, today we're going to do something really cool. We're cracking the code on one of the most important documents ever written. We're not just looking at the articles and amendments. Nope. We're going way deeper to uncover the actual philosophy at the heart of the Indian Constitution.
So let me ask you something. When you think of a constitution, what comes to mind? Is it just a super complicated rule book? Something for lawyers and politicians to argue about? Or is it something way more profound, like a moral compass that guides an entire nation? Well, that's the big question we're exploring today. And trust me, the answer is fascinating.
And hey, this whole deep dive, this exam-ready explainer, is brought to you by our friends at A1 Institute. They're your partner for exam success, making sure you don't just memorize this stuff, but you actually get it.
Okay, so first things first. Let's tackle a huge misconception right off the bat. It's really easy to look at a constitution and just see a giant list of laws, right? But that's kind of like looking at a building's blueprint and only seeing a bunch of lines. Those lines have a purpose. There's a grand idea behind them. And that's the thing. The Constitution is so much more than rules. It's about the fundamental values that shape those rules.
To really understand it, we've got to put on our political philosophy glasses. What does that even mean? It just means we stop seeing it as a dry legal text and start seeing it for what it truly is, a document with a clear moral vision. It lays out a specific set of values that are meant to guide our society and our government. Basically, it's the why behind the what of every single law.
Okay, that sounds great, but how in the world do you find a philosophy that's hidden inside a legal document? It's not like there's a chapter called Our Philosophy, right? You can't just flip to one page. Nope. You need a method, a kind of framework to help you decode its core logic.
And here's our plan, a simple three-step process. First, we have to understand the main concepts. What did the framers really mean by words like rights or democracy? Second, we start connecting those dots to see the big picture they were trying to paint. But the third step, this one is absolutely crucial. You have to read the Constitution along with the Constituent Assembly debates. This is where the magic happens. It's where you hear the actual arguments, the passion, the reasons. It's like getting the director's commentary that explains everything.
And you know what? When you use this framework, something incredible just jumps right out at you. You start to see just how unique the purpose of the Indian Constitution is. See, a lot of constitutions around the world are basically designed to put limits on the government's power. But India's constitution, it had a much bigger, much more radical ambition. This comparison says it all. The traditional view sees a constitution as a kind of fortress built to protect people from a powerful state. But the Indian Constitution is seen more like a rocket ship. It's an engine designed for democratic transformation. Its goal wasn't just to stop bad things from happening. No way. The goal was to actively go out and break down those deep-rooted social hierarchies and launch the nation into a brand new era of freedom, equality, and justice. So, what are the ingredients in this unique philosophical recipe? If we had to describe the constitutional identity of India, what core values would we be talking about? Well, as you're about to see, it's not just one single idea, but a powerful blend of several.
Yeah, you really can't just slap a single label on this philosophy, because it weaves together so many different threads. It's liberal in its fierce protection of individual rights, but it's also egalitarian, with a deep commitment to equality. It's federal in how it shares power, but also dedicated to a single unified national identity. It respects minority rights and community values. It's this complex, interwoven mix that makes the whole thing so resilient and totally unique. But if you drill down to the very heart of this complex philosophy, you find this delicate and really powerful balancing act between two huge ideals: individual freedom and social justice. The commitment to individual freedom is absolute. And this comes straight from the hard-earned lessons of the freedom struggle. The founders had lived under oppressive colonial laws, like the infamous Rowlatt Act, and they were determined to make sure that no Indian would ever again have their basic rights, like freedom of speech or protection from being arrested for no reason, taken away. But, and this is a huge but, this is where the Indian Constitution carves its own path. It doesn't just copy and paste Western liberalism. It modifies it with the powerful idea of social justice. So what does that really mean? It means that while your individual rights are protected, they don't exist in a vacuum. They can be balanced against the needs of the wider community to help create a fairer, more just society for everyone. It's a version of liberalism that's perfectly tailored for India. All right, we've covered a lot of ground here.
So let's boil it all down to the key takeaways. If you're heading into an exam, these are the 3 core ideas about the Constitution's philosophy that you absolutely need to remember. First, the Constitution is a moral vision, not just a rule book. It's about building a better society. Second, it's a tool for transformation. Its job isn't just to limit the state, but to actively go out and dismantle old injustices. And third, its true genius lies in its unique balance. It champions individual freedom while staying completely committed to the larger goal of social justice. And there you have it, the philosophy of the Constitution in a nutshell. We really hope this deep dive makes these complex ideas crystal clear for your exams. If this was useful for you, please hit that like button and subscribe to the A1 Institute YouTube channel. For any detailed notes, guidance, or admissions info, just look in the description below. The phone number is right there. And don't forget to check out the other parts of our Chapter 10 series to get the full picture. Thanks for watching.